Hey everyone, this is Michael with the general reading for Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for the month of November 2019. Hello and welcome, whether you are watching for yourself or cross-watching for another individual with these placements. I want to give a quick shout out and thanks to all of you who have supported my channel with your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. We recently just had a 25,000 subscriber giveaway on my Instagram. Emily was the winner. She won a free 60-minute personal reading with me. It was also, incidentally, her birthday, so make sure to wish her a blessed solar return as well. We have since actually reached nearly 30,000 subscribers in a matter of a few weeks. So that's absolutely crazy and wonderful. Thank you all again so much. If you are interested in future giveaways, I would absolutely subscribe to my YouTube channel, as well as follow me on my other social media. I have an Instagram, Facebook page, and a website. You can follow me on there. That way you don't miss out on any more giveaways or special offers. I also have blog posts and pick a card readings and general cards for the collective on my Instagram as well. So lots of good stuff. Again, I have all of those links in my description box down below, as well as links for personal readings, Reiki sessions, and donations for those of you who feel so called. I will also warn you that my availability throughout November is going to be very limited, so if you are interested in booking a reading, I would do so now. I may actually be taking them off my website for a little while through the month of November. It'll probably just be for like a week or two if I end up doing that. But just kind of be aware. If you're interested in a reading, I would certainly do that now. I am actually participating in National Novel Writing Month. For those of you who are not aware, I am a big writer. So if you are also participating, I will link my profile down below so we can be writing buddies. We can encourage each other and motivate each other. I will admit I've not really been updating my NaNoWriMo profile too much, and I'm actually a little bit behind, so I'm going to be catching up after I finish up on these generals. But yeah, follow me on there. I do also like to do a brief astrological energetic report before we go into the actual tarot reading. I do recognize that not everyone is interested in hearing about astrology or the energy. You are more than welcome to skip ahead. I will invite someone in the comments section down below to leave a timestamp at the start of the actual reading for those of you who just want to go straight to the cards. Although I always find that the tarot and astrology tend to complement one another very well, and can really give you a good sense of what might be happening when, especially in context to the reading, like what might be manifesting when for you. And I think it's just fun to learn about and fun to dig into. I do also have an astrological forecast blog, again, down below in the description, that will list out all the specific dates as well as the aspects and transits and kind of give a brief summary of each of them so you can kind of learn more and just, you know, have it in the back of your mind for what might be happening. I personally check through it several times a month. I'll be like, what is going on today? What is the energy? So even I check my own blog posts and I find it helpful. So hopefully you will too. We do have a Mercury retrograde going on right now. I'm sure that is not a surprise to any of you who are watching this video. I feel like a lot of people who watch tarot usually know when Mercury retrograde is happening, especially my viewers. This Mercury retrograde is happening in Scorpio. It started on the 31st, Halloween, or Samhain. Very scary evening, right? And I want to actually preface this. I don't want people to freak out with Mercury retrograde. You know, I think sometimes as tarot readers or as astrologers even, we can get a little dramatic with it, you know, telling people not to sign papers or not to, you know, start things or do certain plans. You kind of just got to live your life. Unfortunately, that's kind of just the society we live in. What I will offer to you, though, is while it's not the end of the world, it's kind of like a rainy day. You're going to want to bring a coat. You're going to want to come prepared. I think it's really just a good exercise of letting go of control. Don't get too attached to plans. Don't get too attached to details. Be flexible. Stay open. I really think that's just the best most of us can do. And that's honestly been so effective and helpful for me throughout these Mercury retrogrades. I'm a Virgo. I'm ruled by Mercury. My personal chart is ruled by Mercury. I was so affected by these Mercury retrogrades. I would just feel it in such a visceral way. And when I started to just adopt this, you know, easier going, more adaptable, flexible energy for this time, it really has helped me deal with this energy. So I hope it helps all of you too. I know for Capricorn, you are a fixed sign. Sometimes it's hard for you to let go of control because you are, or I'm sorry, you're a cardinal sign. But I do still feel like with Capricorn, you know, you do like to have control over your life. You do like to take the initiative. And Mercury retrograde kind of prevents you from doing that if you're not ready. And I also feel like Mercury retrograde actually is meant to be a blessing in disguise. It's kind of showing you the areas of your life that are no longer working for you or what might need refinement. It's not about preventing you from living your life purpose. It's honestly anything but that. It is helping you perfect it. It is helping you refine it so you can go forward. And honestly, this month for November, it actually looks pretty good for you, Capricorn, especially relative to your career, but it is going to take some work and it might be a little slow. It might be more of like a planning phase really at the start of this month. But we have a lot of sextiles with the planets moving through Scorpio with your sign, specifically Saturn and Pluto in your sign, and also it's going to be individual for each of your birth charts as well. But there's a lot of energy available to you right now. And I think overall, November is going to kind of be a thoughtful month, a reflective month, thinking about what's coming next. You know, we're thinking a lot about the past and then how we can go forward. Where is all of this taking us, and kind of setting those intentions. I do feel like with this Neptune going direct on the 27th, I believe, there's also a really big emphasis on the ways we self-sabotage. We are coming up against all of our old addictions or dysfunctional behaviors or old ways of doing things, old habits that didn't serve us anymore. Those are really kind of under review right now, and some of us may be feeling that impulse to kind of default back onto those, especially as Neptune goes direct. Neptune as an outer planet actually goes retrograde for like half the year, so it's not uncommon. It's not like a big scary thing, but usually when it stations direct or retrograde, it's like right around that time you really feel that influence. And with Neptune, it is a very spiritual planet, a very dreamy and creative energy. It can be very wonderful. It can also be very foggy when it goes direct. And especially in the sign of Pisces, there is that element of escapism. So again, you know, old behaviors or addictions could really be coming to the surface, or we might be having an impulse to indulge in those things again. So throughout the month of November, I really want you all to be aware of the ways you have self-sabotaged and just be honest with yourself. There's actually a lot of planetary alignments that are going to be very beneficial for that, especially between Mercury and Neptune, you know, in Scorpio and Pisces respectively. There's a lot of intuition in the air as well. Psychic intuition or psychic abilities are increasing for a lot of people right now. And I just... Again, you know, pay attention to these insights. Pay attention to whatever knowledge is coming up from the subconscious, because it's really going to be up to you whether or not you are productive and go forward in the ways you're supposed to, or you just wait for everything to blow up in your face inevitably down the road, maybe when Neptune goes retrograde again, when everything becomes clear. So really keep that in mind. But I don't want to scare you. This is really a powerful month, especially for your career, Capricorn, particularly if you are a Capricorn rising. Still applies for the other placements too, but if you're a Capricorn rising, especially, your midheaven may very well be in Scorpio. So I would definitely confer to your specific natal chart. I actually do have a link down below if you don't know what your natal chart looks like. But I think that is pretty much it for the month of November. Obviously, there are other things, but I do want to keep this a bit brief. My last video ran over 50 minutes, so I'm going to try and keep this one a little shorter. No promises, though. we'll see what comes up. I don't want to skimp you guys out on whatever wisdom or information wants to come through. So I am going to start shuffling here. Again, these are general readings, meaning not all of the messages that come forward are going to be meant for you specifically. Some of the energy may also come in the reverse. So energy that comes up as a third party might actually be your own energy, or vice versa if you are cross-watching. If this reading does not resonate very strongly, or you would like further insight onto something, you are more than welcome to check out the readings for your moon, rising, or Venus sign. Again, if you don't know what those are, I have a natal chart calculator in the description box down below that can help you figure out those placements. I do also offer mid-monthly Heart of the Matter readings. Those are my love and relationship readings. You can check those out if you are looking for advice specifically to cater to love, romance, really any sort of relationship. A lot of the time it's like family and friends that come up too. So if you're interested in those are actually timeless readings. You can just go to the most recent one or even peruse through the past to see if anything else pops out at you. So we are now looking at the energy coming into the month of November. This could be stuff that you were going through in October or even further back. It's kind of just where the energy was. And it's kind of coming into view, coming into focus for a reason for November. Okay, so we have the Eight of Wands, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands. I actually see some of you may have moved, some of you may have traveled with this Eight of Wands. I feel like there's a lot of movement recently, like leading up to this reading, there was a lot of movement. I do feel like you were working very hard on something here with the Seven of Pentacles as well. There might have been a lot going on. Maybe you took on more responsibilities than you usually do. Maybe some of you actually started something new and you just jumped right into it. And I feel like there was quite a bit of work you were putting into it. It felt like good labor, though, a labor of love almost. And with this Four of Wands showing up in communication and in your mind, kind of just in your mental sphere, there is kind of this emphasis of establishing a foundation for yourself. There was something to celebrate here. Maybe some of you got news of something to celebrate. Some of you may have heard about a marriage proposal or a wedding shower or something like that. But whatever it was, it feels like there was a lot of... There's actually some pretty positive energy here for you, Capricorn. And I do kind of wonder, I will say, with the Eight of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles, I think you have made more progress than some of you are realizing. You've come farther than you think you have. Things have actually happened pretty quickly for you, all things considered. And I definitely am getting this sense of like a leveling up, a graduation of some kind with this Four of Wands, or maybe a deepening of a commitment if you're in a relationship. But with the Seven of Pentacles, it's kind of this long-term energy. It can kind of feel slow. So it might feel like even though you've had some success, it doesn't feel like the success you were hoping for. I think some of you were kind of thinking you were going to have more of a celebration, or there was more coming than ended up coming through in October, or maybe further back. But I still feel like it's coming. I still feel pretty optimistic with these cards. Of course, we are going to be looking at the beginning and end of November as well. But so far, it actually looks pretty good. Again, things might just be happening a bit slower than you had hoped. What is the animal wisdom for Capricorn? And that slowness, that could really... I actually do feel like for a lot of you, it is pertaining to a work situation, although for some of you, it is talking about a relationship as well, especially with that Four of Wands there. Maybe some of you would have thought you would have been in a committed relationship by now, especially with a specific person in mind. But I'm really getting more of this energy in your day-to-day life. And the animal wisdom actually kind of confirms this for me as well, being the earthworm. I kind of interpret this energy almost like the Ace of Pentacles, a fertile beginning, a lot of potential here. Some of you may have actually been needing to speak up. I know this card kind of talks about wanting to bury yourself and stay in your comfort zone, but I almost feel like you need to risk embarrassment, put yourself out there, especially with the Eight of Wands. There's something you have to say. I am also drawn to this Oyster card at the bottom of the deck as well, so it's like some of you are really kind of clamming up. Maybe some of you are actually holding back your own progress as well. You may feel like you're not ready for whatever it is you're working towards. Maybe you feel like you need to refine things more. I think you're actually being asked to refine things as you go and to move with this lightning-paced energy. I know, again, we do have Mercury retrograde, but I was saying for you, Capricorn, with all of the planets moving through Scorpio, this is your 10th house. This is your career. This is your life purpose. This is how you show up in the world at large. And there's been a lot of emphasis and movement there for you. And I actually feel like there's a lot of push that's going on. And again, whatever it is you're working on, if it doesn't feel like it's paying off, it definitely will with this Earthworm card. I think of this like fertile soil, Ace of Pentacles, a lot of potential for stability here. So keep up, keep at it. Don't freak out. Let me see, where's the deck? Okay. Oh my god. Let's see. What is the energy for Capricorn for the first half of November? Do keep in mind, with these being general readings, you might just be dealing with this past energy in the month of November. This first half of November might be happening later for some of you. Time is very fluid in these general readings. It's kind of just the projection, the trajectory here. And especially with Mercury retrograde, I find that it can kind of do wonky things with the time frames. Sometimes it goes several months back, and sometimes it goes several months ahead. So keep all of that in mind too. Especially with Neptune going direct, kind of a bigger cycle coming to a close. There's a lot of review happening in November. But what is the energy? What is the new energy in November for my Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? What is the energy for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? A lot of cards trying to come out at once. Maybe that's kind of just how it feels like the energy is moving in your day-to-day life. A lot of the time the deck is actually communicating information to me while I'm shuffling it. Someone's kind of walled off. It's like when they communicate, it doesn't bring you closer, it's like boom. And that could be you, actually, Capricorn. One more card. Yeah, this is the communication card. Again, I keep getting bricks. Show me clearly. That's weird. I keep hearing Scorpio, and it's not Scorpio season. Some of you are actually dealing with a Scorpio who is withdrawing from you or not speaking with you. They might have blocked you, or you blocked them. There's just not a lot of communication going on there. So we have the Four of Cups, the Daughter of Pentacles, and the Justice card. I keep getting the sentence, it isn't fair. Something doesn't feel fair. You do have justice on the table. But with this Four of Cups, someone is really hung up on something. It's like whatever the outcome or whatever the result of whatever that effort was, it feels like it's not fair. It's like I put in so much and being very stuck on the past. Like I've done all of this. I've had to go through all of this. And it's kind of missing the opportunity that's being presented to you. it almost feels like a poverty mentality as well. Not seeing opportunities that are presenting themselves to you because you're so focused on kind of what's lacking, what you're disappointed by. I actually feel like for those of you who are resonating with this, the full moon in Taurus on November 12th is a good time to let go of anything that is blocking you from abundance or stability. For you specifically, that is also your creativity. So any creative blocks that you might be having, that full moon is a good time to let it go. If you feel like your emotions are running really hot, cold, high, low, that's definitely the Scorpio season that's affecting a lot of people. That's also a really beautiful opportunity to ground and to spend time in nature, maybe touch a tree or walk barefoot. I feel like your work is not being seen. Your effort is not being seen. This is a work situation or this is a relationship situation. I have this Daughter of Pentacles, kind of this behind the scenes energy. The Daughter of Pentacles, represented as the Page of Pentacles in the traditional tarot, is someone who is very hardworking, very dedicated, maybe a bit young, a bit naive, kind of starting a new project as well. It could be someone starting a new project or a new long-term goal here. I feel like how I'm interpreting this energy, however, is you're just not getting the payout you deserve. It's like it's not being reciprocated. You're working very hard, and with this Daughter of Pentacles, she kind of wants to be behind the scenes, so sometimes she has a hard time getting noticed. Usually it doesn't bother her, but for you, Capricorn, it feels like something is bothering you. I really do feel like this, maybe someone got like a promotion over you, or someone got praised for something that you actually did. That's some Mercury retrograde stuff right there. It's just this overall sense of like, you've put in so much work. I really do feel like there's more of a payout. You're being more rewarded than you realize. I hate to say that. I feel like there is more of a reward than you are currently seeing. You're kind of just stuck in this poverty mentality or this mentality of like, no one sees what I do for them. No one sees all that I am putting into this. I feel like it's part of your perception. And with the law of attraction, kind of based off of our thoughts, more so our feelings though, it may be reflected in the external for some of you. But I actually do get the sense there is a reward here, something you're not quite seeing. And with this Justice card, it's like you want to correct this. You want things to be balanced. Give and take. Could also be a Libra as well. Some of you could be dealing with kind of a Libra, Scorpio cusper, actually, because I did get Scorpio energy. Could also be dealing with a younger Earth sign, but I really feel like this is actually your energy, Capricorn. I feel like this is you. Interesting. Let's see what the animal wisdom is. What do the animals have to say about this situation, about this energy? Ooh, we got a few here. I'll take them, though. Yeah. Lamb. Beaver really sticks out at me. And dragon. Okay, alright. I don't want to upset any of you. I don't want to make you mad. I have to say, though, with this dragon card, a lot of you don't actually have a really strong self-belief or self-esteem. And you are projecting that into this situation where you don't feel like you're being seen or valued. It's actually because you don't value yourself. I'm calling it how I see it with this dragon eye here. This is the solar plexus chakra. It is our will, our ego. I do feel like there honestly is an ego blockage here for you, Capricorn. You want something to look a certain way, and it's not happening exactly in that way. It doesn't feel fair to you. It doesn't feel like the right payout. For some of you, you are being duped in this situation. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to take that away from you. But it's like you're making a bigger deal out of it than it actually is for a lot of you. Again, general reading. I do feel like with the Lamb card, there's also this need to listen, to meditate, to find peace. I keep hearing black sheep too. Some of you feel like a black sheep. It's almost like whatever you do, it's not seen as like a contribution or as much of a contribution because it's coming from you and you're perceived as different somehow. That's also a thing I'm getting. Interesting. And this beaver card, again, this reminds me a lot of the Seven of Pentacles energy because this card shows up when something requires a long-term commitment. I really don't feel like this is a situation that's like, we'll see what comes out of this, but I'm really not getting the sense that this is necessarily a situation that is something you're supposed to walk away from. I think you're just supposed to keep working at it with beaver. If it's not in alignment with your values, then it needs to go. Because beaver is all about the values, it's all about the home. Very fourth house Cancerian energy here, using the earth element and water elements together. So building something that feels good, building something that is satisfying and provides for other people as well. You know, using that emotional flow, that energetic flow to be abundant not only for yourself, but the people you care about, your family, your tribe, whoever that applies to. And I honestly also get the sense that a lot of you just kind of feel like resting, kind of being a little bit of a homebody too. I am actually getting that energy, just a teeny tiny bit, especially with the Daughter of Pentacles. Some of you kind of want to retreat. I do feel like it is important for you to connect with nature though as well. I feel like I could tell that to all of the signs, but that's kind of also just the decks I use. They're very nature-based, the wild unknown. We are now going to be looking, too many. We are now going to be looking at the second half of November and beyond, kind of the future, where all of this is going for you. I am getting this message. Help is available to you. You actually are already being helped. And it might be by a person who's kind of behind the scenes. It might not be obvious. You're being helped in subtle ways. And to kind of open your mind to those ways. Or to how that could be possible. Some of you are dealing with people who are trying to talk you down, though. Or talk you out of a situation, or I don't know, kind of extinguish you as opposed to listen to you. But again, I hate to say this, it's almost like the energy you're coming in with at Capricorn. And I was talking about Mercury retrograde. It's kind of just a time of letting go, being flexible, being open. I'm honestly seeing you sort of struggling with that, at least with yourself. And honestly, it feels like some of the people around you too. Again, communication is really blocked off here. I feel like some of you are not being vulnerable with that Justice card. Yeah, you're finding balance there. Okay, so we have the Seven of Wands, the Emperor, and Temperance. This actually feels like you're moving through this energy. Just kind of naturally. You're on that path. With the Seven of Wands, I see a lot of you are really standing up for yourself. You're drawing on your own strength. You're standing on your own feet. You might feel like you're kind of defending yourself against people, maybe the opinions of other people. Does feel like a workplace situation, or maybe with your family, people who are part of your everyday life. This isn't just like, it might feel like people are coming through the woodwork to attack you, but I feel like for some of you, there's someone who's really close to you. It feels like you kind of just have to like stand your own ground with this person. Emperor energy could be dealing with an Aries. We do also have Temperance, which is Sagittarian energy. I do feel like, however, this is your own energy. This is you really stepping into your power. I feel like you're finally rising up, which is really nice. I am almost getting this image with Scorpio, Sag, kind of that cusp, you know, as we transition the seasons. I always think of Scorpio as death and transformation. The funny thing is, Scorpio is actually represented by 3 symbols. It is represented by the scorpion. It's also represented as the eagle and the phoenix. There's actually a lot of images that represent Scorpio. I've also heard of snakes, but it's actually the triplicity. The scorpion, eagle, and phoenix. I really see that phoenix come out right towards the end of Scorpio season as we're going into that Sagittarius energy where it's all about bouncing back, coming back to life, expanding your horizons. What's next? Now what? You know, it almost kind of reminds me of the progression from the tower to the star. The tower falls apart, and then you look to the stars and find hope again. That's kind of almost what I see. I know that's not astrologically the equivalence here, but that's just what I'm picking up energetically. That's just how I feel about this time of year. And whatever it is that you're fighting against, I feel like you're finding a lot of power within yourself. And you're feeling pretty strong and capable towards the end of the month. And with this Temperance card, this actually looks pretty good for your relationships as well, looking good for the way you're communicating. I do feel like there is some balance you need to strike, though. You need to be patient, for sure. That is absolutely something that was coming up here. It's like, you need to be patient with this person. Especially if you're dealing with a Libra or Sag person. But this is all about divine timing. It's about patience. These communication cards have been coming out so slow for you. I almost see that, though, as a test of your patience. But there's a lot of beauty here for you. Let's see. Let's pull one more animal card for you, Capricorn. Let's see what the final bit of animal wisdom is. Dolphin. Okay, I'm just gonna say this. I'm getting serious soulmate energy coming in. Could potentially be someone you're dealing with. Maybe some of you actually are finally entering into that relationship if you've been involved with someone and it's been like kind of slow, or maybe it's just been they've been slow to open up, or things have kind of felt a little blocked off. I definitely feel like there's a turnaround here. There's healing being brought to this situation. Healing just being brought to your life in general. The dolphin is actually a message that there is a blessing coming for you. So this is actually really beautiful and optimistic. I'm actually really happy to see this because it seems like there was a bit of a struggle getting there and feeling like it just was never going to be reciprocated. You were never going to get there or reach this person, and I feel like you do. It just takes patience, and you just kind of need to keep working on things. I do actually get a love vibe from this, though. I am feeling like there might be a love offering. I'm going to pull one more card about that. I feel like for some of you, there actually is someone new coming in, too. But I feel like for the majority of you, this is talking about a person you've been involved with. Could go way back with Mercury retrograde. This could be a person from the past. I'm not going to tell you that this person's just magically going to want a relationship with you. I feel like a lot of tarot readers kind of interpret it that way. But I feel like someone might be reaching out. And they might be offering healing. But I also still... Two of Pentacles. Something is changing. Okay, I really do think this actually is more of a pre-existing situation. Or something is finally shifting in your life that allows someone new to come in, but it only happens after you make the changes you need to make. It's like you're blocking yourself off. And I was kind of getting that for the start of November. It's almost like the energy you are putting out is like putting people off. And I think that's applying to a lot of situations. I don't think that's exclusively to romance by any means. Just be mindful of that. Tame that dragon. Don't breathe fire over a village. But it seems like a balance again. This is a message of balance. Holy shit. Temperance and the Two of Pentacles. Something is being healed. A dynamic is being healed. And it seems to be... I'm really drawn to the last trine with Mercury and Neptune that is occurring on the 28th. It's actually right after Neptune goes direct. I feel like there's that one last chance to like heal or to cement a positive pattern. And there might be some sort of intuitive download at that time as well. Interesting stuff. There is a change that's happening for you in Sagittarius season, and it feels really good. You're feeling really good about it, Capricorn. Whatever it is. And I think you're kind of getting into a more playful energy with Dolphin as well. Okay. Those are all the messages I have for you right now, Capricorn. I do hope that this reading was helpful. Make sure to hit like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below what is going on. What are you working on that's been taking so long? Where is this applying for you specifically? I'd love to hear about it. I can't reply to all the comments, but I do my best to try and read them all at least. Again, links in the description box for personal readings and Reiki sessions. I will be taking some time off, so snag those up while you can. Otherwise, I will see you all in the next video. Bye, Capricorn.